For some reason, video games across a variety of platforms and companies have one thing in common: creepy Easter eggs. Usually when you come across one, they're so out of place that they're shocking and leave an impression on you. When you least expect one, that's when it will leave the biggest impression. Recently, I found an Iceberg chart detailing some of the creepiest Easter eggs in gaming, created by Trainwrecker on icebergcharts.com. A lot of the entries in this series will come directly from there, but I'm going to be making a few adjustments. Firstly, I won't be covering every single entry from their Iceberg, only the ones that interest me the most. Secondly, I'm going to be swapping entries around. And finally, I'm going to add some entries of my own. So if you want to see Trainwrecker's full Iceberg, be sure to click the link down below. Without further ado, this is the Creepy Video Game Easter Eggs Iceberg. During the final boss of Doom 2, an unseen part of the map hides the head of John Romero, one of the founding members of id Software. This area is normally inaccessible to players and can only be reached through cheats. Once inside, you'll find a realistic rendition of John Romero's head on a pike in the Doom 2 art style. It even has a damaged animation with a demonic scream. In the Shiver Burn Galaxy level of Super Mario Galaxy 2, creepy figures can be found looking down on Mario in the level Skybox, known as Hell Valley Skytrees in the game's files. No character acknowledges their presence in the game, nor do they interact with the player at all. They just watch Mario from far away with no other explanation. And in World 4-4 of Super Mario 3D Land, you can find a ghostly figure at the end of the level if you position Mario in this exact spot, face the fence, and wait. After a certain amount of time has passed, the ghost will open its mouth, flash, and disappear. This ghost also appears in World 8-4. In Sonic CD, inputting certain number combinations in the game's sound test reveals Easter egg pictures. Take a look at this one. The text translates to "Fun is Infinite with Sega Enterprises," signed at the bottom by Majin, which some believe translates to devil, but is really just a nickname for Sega designer Masato Nishimura. This is less of an Easter egg and more of a weird glitch, but if you select Daisy's trophy in Melee and position the camera behind her hair, you'll find a third eye that looks completely different from her own. If you ever wondered which part of Liberty City is considered the heart in GTA 4, you're in luck. All one needs to do is reach the entrance to the Statue of Happiness with a helicopter, or pass out drunk during the Ballad of Gay Tony DLC. Inside, you'll find the literal chained up heart of Liberty City. The heart can be damaged, but never destroyed. Upon entering the second floor of a certain building in Pokemon X and Y's Lumiose City, the lights will flicker, the music will stop, and a girl will appear behind you. She'll float towards you in a frozen walking animation and say, "No, you're not the one," and then float away, never to be seen again. In the Japanese version of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, one of the houses in Rogueport has a toad-shaped chalk outline with blood on the floor. The crime is never explained, and this Easter egg was entirely removed outside of Japan. On a very specific spot of Mount Gordo between 11 PM and midnight in GTA 5, the ghost of Jolene Cranley Evans will appear and will fade away if the player gets close enough. This ghost is part of a bigger Easter egg involving a murder mystery, which, turns out, was by the hands of TV star Jock Cranley, who pushed her off Mount Gordo's cliff. You can even see bloody writing underneath the ghost spelling out Jock. In Assassin's Creed 2, the last assassin tomb contains a room filled with water, right before you get one of the seals for the armor of Altair. If you stand in a specific spot and look into the water, a giant squid will swim by and swing its tentacles close to Ezio. In Fatal Frame 2 and 3, creepy ghosts will occasionally appear on your screen if you leave the game unpaused. These are horror games, so scares are expected, but Fatal Frame makes sure you remember there's no time for comfort. Unless you pause the game. In GTA Vice City, Apartment 3C has a bloody bathroom with a collectible chainsaw, a direct reference to the scene from Scarface when Angel is dismembered by a chainsaw in an apartment bathroom. In Half-Life 2, the zombie moan sounds are pretty convincing, but it turns out what you're hearing is actually reversed audio. Take a listen.
Help me! God help me!
In the original Animal Crossing, if a player takes the train to another player's town, resets their GameCube, and then loads back into their save file, the player will have lost any item in their inventory, and their face will turn into that of a gyroid. As an alternate ending to the original Star Fox, Fox McCloud can get lost in an area of the game known as Out of This Dimension. He loses signal with Corneria and is left in a trippy version of space. Then, a slot machine randomly appears that Fox can play, followed by the words "The End." Not entirely creepy, but those who travel to Out of This Dimension are usually lost forever, so I believe this entry was put on the Iceberg for the implications that Fox would be gone forever in a trippy, uncharted sector of space, especially since General Pepper was pleading for Fox to return. In the first Sims game, you can occasionally receive prank calls. Pranksters can leave a variety of messages, including some more ominous ones such as, "You have been chosen, they will come soon," "The drop-off has been made, you've been warned," "The end is near, make preparations," "They're coming soon, maybe you should think twice about opening the door." Throughout the level Sierra 117 of Halo 3's campaign, players can find creepy cavemen-like creatures. They share similar models with uncanny facial expressions, one even holds a teddy bear. They don't move and can't be killed, but do bleed if shot. Nobody knows what these are or if they're even alive, but yeah, this is the thing. Here's a strange one. If you for some reason still have Windows 95, boot up Excel 95 and do the following. Select the 95th row, press Tab to enter the second cell in column B, click Help, then About Microsoft Excel, then hold Ctrl, Alt, Shift, and click Tech Support. This will open a game called The Hall of Tortured Souls. The game is reminiscent of classic Doom and Wolfenstein, and reaching the end of the hall reveals a wall with a list of the developers for Excel 95. If you turn away from the wall and type this out, the wall will disappear and reveal a photo of the developers. In World of Warcraft, 6 human children live in the town of Goldshire with unsettling behavior. They'll enter an empty house and position themselves in a pentagram while remaining silent. At night, voices can be heard saying things like, "You will die," and "Death is close," until the children despawn. While many rightfully thought this was Blizzard adding a weird satanic Easter egg, the children are actually a reference to Blizzard employees. They were never intended to form a pentagram, and the reason for the scary voices is pretty cool. The children were added by Blizzard's exterior level employees, who had a friendly rivalry with the dungeon department. As a way to prank the exterior level employees, the dungeon department added in the sound effects from their area of expertise. On the Eris map in Battlefield 5, a garden gnome appears near point A. If you break it, the gnome's eyes will glow red and it will begin to stalk you around the map. Even if you die or continue to shoot it, the gnome will continuously teleport to your location until the end of the match. In the Krypt area of Mortal Kombat 9, footsteps can occasionally be heard before the player is met face to face with the Krypt monster. It'll pop up and scream a couple times before disappearing. There's no way to purposely trigger this Easter egg, as appearances from the Krypt monster are entirely random. In the Sims 3 Island Paradise expansion pack, there's a 4% chance the player will see the Kraken emerge from underneath their boat when out in the ocean. The Kraken can attack Sims, but the chances are low. The Call of Duty zombie maps Mob of the Dead and Origins in Black Ops 2 both contain jump scares that need to be triggered to view them. On Mob of the Dead, the player needs to be on the Alcatraz rooftop where you build the plane and use a sniper to scope in on the distant fireworks. On Origins, the player will also need a sniper to scope in on a flame near the top of the church. To add a little context, the Zombies mode doesn't normally feature jump scares, so when these were discovered back in the day, it certainly caught players by surprise. I'm gonna say this area completely wrong, but in Skyrim, the Sovngarde area features giant stone statues of hooded individuals. When the player isn't looking directly at them, the statues will turn to face the player, following their every movement as they progress through the area. During the No Mercy heist of Payday 2, players have a chance of getting jumpscared by the witch from Left 4 Dead when the power to the hospital is cut. To trigger this Easter egg, the player must stare behind a specific locked closet door, causing her to spring up at the door's window. This may not be well known for those who never dived into Nintendo Labo, but with the Toy-Con house set in particular, the main room becomes haunted when the lights are turned off. Most notably, a snake peers through the window and the painting in the background becomes demonic. I wish I could say more, but I've never owned anything Nintendo Labo related myself. I just thought this would be interesting to include. While sailing the seas of Skellige at night in The Witcher 3, there's a chance a blue ghost ship will emerge from the ocean, fly into the air, and then dive back down into the depths below. Likely a combination of the Flying Dutchman from Pirates of the Caribbean and SpongeBob. During the game Black and White 2, a voice will whisper death if one of your villagers dies. If you're playing this game at night, the voice will instead look through your PC, read what you named it, and whisper that instead, which is likely your real name. This is similar to when Psycho Mantis reads your console's memory card in Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes, but in a much more eerie way. To end off this part of the iceberg, I had to cover one of the most what the fuck Easter eggs I've ever seen in a game. During the underground passage level of Call of Duty Finest Hour, a locked door appears on the right side of the tunnel after going down the spiral staircase. 2 grenades can open this door. Players will find a dark circular room with candles floating where the ceiling would be, a crib with a ghost baby in it, a giant rat caged underneath the staircase, and baby pictures plastered on the wall. I'm not sure what to make of this haunted room, but this is the type of Easter egg you certainly wouldn't expect finding during a normal playthrough.